everyone. Welcome back to the Clash of the Champions. Lots of excitement today. The semi-final, India versus Bangladesh, to start soon. And before the toss happens, I'd like to ask Saurav this question. Will there be an India-Pakistan final?
Absolutely, without a doubt. And all the cameras and all the television broadcasts will be up at 6:30 in the morning on Sunday the 18th and doing shows till late night.
Absolutely, we're all set for an India-Pakistan final. Nikhil, even Saurav is looking forward to it.
Yes.
That will be the biggest match ever this year if India takes on Pakistan in the final.
Without doubt. You know, everybody waits for that encounter. It's an emotional encounter, and the way Pakistan beat England, obviously, you know, they're looking to get over the hangover how we beat them in the preliminary stage of the tournament as well. So it's going to be a very, very interesting battle. But I still say, we beat Bangladesh today. We get there on Sunday. We're still a far better side than Pakistan man-to-man compare. But let's not just get ahead of ourselves. Let's just beat Bangladesh today, and then we'll think about the Sunday.
Yeah, but the whole country is already looking forward to an India-Pakistan final. Yeah. Nikhil, even in the first match, we saw prayers across India, held across India, praying for a victory over Pakistan. And imagine what will happen if India faces Pakistan in the final.
It doesn't get bigger than that. You know, you talk about the league stages, but you get into the final of the Champions Trophy, top 8 teams of the world, you know, looking to get their hands on that trophy. It doesn't get bigger than that. We had, you know, people calling in from all over the country. We had our reporters, you know, covering the entire country, looking at the bars being filled and saying that we're going to be beating Pakistan. Can you just imagine what happens in that final?
What are your plans for Sunday though? Where are you planning to see the match?
Radhika, I promise you and I, after we lift the trophy, Shobit, everybody, Boria in London will be celebrating with the Bhangra group. We guys will be dancing
our own Bhangra here? Yeah.
Absolutely right. But before that small matter of beating Bangladesh today, and we asked Saurav Ganguly as well if India should stick to the same playing 11 that beat South Africa, or whether India should go with a pace attack.
Same. There shouldn't be any change. They responded fabulously in the game against South Africa. They bat so deep. Imagine Pandya at 7 and Ravindra Jadeja 8 and Hardik and Ravichandran Ashwin at 9. Imagine Mashrafi Murtaza and Mustafizur bowling to Hardik Pandya and Kedar Yadav in the last 10 overs. You know, we'll see some terrific shots and some mayhem in the middle of that flat Birmingham pitch.
All right, the toss will happen very shortly in Birmingham. But what do the fans want Virat Kohli to do, Boria? Do the fans want India to bat first or bowl first, put Bangladesh into bat, or chase down the target? What's the mood amongst the fans?
I'll ask the Bangladeshi fans first. What do you want? Your team to bat first, bowl first? The toss is slightly delayed because of this drizzle.
My opinion, we want to bat fast.
So this goal is to sort of give it back to India in terms of the Bhangra, because the Indian fans will outnumber you all in the stadium. আপনাদের থেকে বেশি ভারতীয় ফ্যান মনে হচ্ছে
আসলে তা সত্যি না মাঠে যখন খেলা স্টার্ট হবে বাঙালি দর্শকরা চলে আসবে কারণ বাংলাদেশের অনেক দর্শক লন্ডন কার্ডিফ বিভিন্ন জায়গা থেকে আসছে অতি সত্ত্বর তারা চলে আসবে
So they are saying Bangladeshi fans have come from all over. Let me ask this question to one of India's leading journalists, Gautam Bhattacharya, who's with me. Gautam, what do you reckon? Drizzle, slight delay to the toss. The cloud comes from that side. Toss, will it be influenced by this drizzle?
Boria, before that I would say that supposing there is a drizzle for any other match, say New Zealand, Zimbabwe, or say West Indies, Sri Lanka, there won't be so many people out here. The atmosphere, despite the drizzle, is unbelievable. It is just unbelievable. I was talking to Clive Lloyd just 15 minutes ago, and he's reckoned today is going to be the noisiest crowd. And I would still say some of the Bangladeshi fans have not got their tickets because they have not booked their tickets in advance. They never assumed that Bangladesh would make it to the semi-finals. But Boria, the atmosphere here is unbelievable.
Let me ask you another question. Gautam Bhattacharya, one of India's leading journalists, as he said, the atmosphere, Himanshu can pan and show you, look at this colour. This is outside Edgbaston Cricket Ground on a main road. It's been blockaded off from the morning. Complete takeover by a sea of blue and a sea of green. Absolute unreal scenes. Himanshu, if I can ask you to come back to, let me ask another question of Gautam Da. But will this weather, which was not part of the course because it was predicted to be a dry day, influence the outcome of the toss? Should your team bat first or second?
I think Kohli's mindset is very clear that if he wins the toss, he will field. He will chase because he batted blind against Sri Lanka. He lost that match. He will have that at the back of his mind. So I do not say at least India, both the teams, I think if they win the toss, they will field first.
I think he's absolutely spot on there because, and let me give you an update of the weather. The cloud comes from behind me. I've watched many a match at Edgbaston. It's clouded up, but there's no rain now. If there's no rain, the toss should happen any minute. But if Himanshu can show you some dark clouds from that direction coming across the Edgbaston cricket ground, that is why this slight delay in the toss because of this drizzle. But prediction today is not bad at all. So let me reassure all my viewers on India today that I'm very confident we should have a full game. You sure we'll have a full game?
Absolutely, and I also hear that even for the next weekend, even for the Oval final, it's a very good weather day. So I do not see this getting hampered in any way. Maybe there will be a stoppage of 15-20 minutes, half an hour, but we'll have the full match.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just stop you there. A quick update. Boria, quick update. India has won the toss and Virat Kohli has opted to bowl first against Bangladesh. So the same strategy that India employed for the knockout match against South Africa, India putting the opposition into bat and Virat Kohli backing his bowlers to restrict the opposition and the batsmen to chase it down.
Absolutely correct decision because it's cloudy. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar will get the ball to swing. The Indian fast bowling quartet will get the ball to swing. You have got a depth in bowling and Virat Kohli in a run chase is special. Let me ask a few of these fans. India toss jite. India's decided to bowl first. So we are chasing and Virat Kohli is always special in a run chase. Can Bangladesh now do it?
Yeah, look, he'll score 300, over 300 today and India will be under pressure. For sure.
I love these fans. I love these fans because they continue to hope. And hope is what people should live on. Unfortunately, hope doesn't always get fulfilled. But the spirit is what matters. It's a correct call from Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli in a run chase, he's backing his batsmen. He's backing them to take the pressure. But these guys will keep the atmosphere vibrant. Shobit, back to you in the studio.
Absolutely right, Boria. But Nikhil, good option by Virat Kohli, putting the opposition into bat. No change in the Indian 11, so Virat going with the same team.
Yeah, no doubt. We spoke about this in that previous game as well. I think now, ever since that evolution of T20, sides want to know, even in big games, what to chase. You can control the game much better, and especially when your team is batting the way it is. You talk about Shikhar Dhawan, Rohit Sharma giving the kind of starts that they've given. Virat Kohli, we all know that he's backing himself. That if there's any sort of pressure in a big game, the batting unit can go out there and soak it. So win the toss, see what score to chase down. If you need to make any adjustment in the batting order as well, you can do that. You can control the game. If there's rain, Boria saying there's not going to be any rain, but if there is rain, it will only help. Because even with the Duckworth-Lewis system coming into play, you will have targets in place of you.
All right, we haven't discussed the players much, isn't it, throughout the broadcast. But as Indian bowlers will be in action up front. Bumrah was the man of the match the last match. Bhuvi has been great. Hardik also showed that in these conditions, he can play the role of a lead spinner, lead pacer as well. And Ashwin, Jadeja, we know how class they are. So Indian bowling looks exceptionally strong.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think the start up front has been phenomenal. You talk about Bhuvaneshwar, you talk about Jasprit Bumrah. And then even Hardik Pandya, not a lot of people realize that he still bowls at speeds about 135, 137 kilometers. That is, still got some pace about himself. And when Jadeja and Ashwin both bowl together in tandem, they're phenomenal. They both restrict the batsmen, they put pressure.
And we saw Jadeja raise his game with Ashwin bowling at the other end.
It makes a big difference. If you're leaking runs from one end and you ask the spinner to come and look to put pressure, it doesn't happen. Like it takes two to tango. You need to put pressure from both ends. That's how you create pressure and the opportunities for the batsmen to make mistakes. That's where Team India has been thriving, and I'm glad that with Jadeja and Ashwin both continuing to bowl the way they are, it'll only put more pressure on Bangladesh.
Would be your favourite bowler though under such a
I think to be honest, Bumrah. For somebody with a new ball, he's done well, and in depth the accuracy Radhika has been phenomenal. India in the last so many years has been trying to find a bowler who can bowl well in the death overs, get those yorkers as and when needed. even Bhuvneshwar Kumar in the death overs, he's been phenomenal. So I think these two medium pacers has been phenomenal. I'd watch out for Bumrah.
Absolutely. Just to ease the tensions of all Indian cricket fans, it is drizzling in Birmingham, but the prediction is that we will get a full day's play. Also, that if the match gets washed out, then India automatically reach the final because India is a better seeded team. But India will be chasing Boria, and we know how Virat Kohli loves a run chase against Bangladesh as well. He's been a thorn in their side. 3 centuries, 2 half centuries against the Tigers.
Yeah, but just to say, there will be no washout. There's no chance of a washout, and there is no rain now. The rain has stopped, Shobit. The drizzling has stopped, and it's actually starting to clear a little bit from the other side where the rain comes. So I am predicting a full game. The weather forecast is not bad at all. India winning the toss gives them a big advantage with this weather because Bhuvneshwar Kumar and company will be extremely handy. They'll get the ball to swing. A couple of wickets up front for a team that has never played an ICC semi-final will be huge pressure on Bangladesh, and there's no debate that Virat Kohli in a run chase and Team India in a run chase is always special. We decimated South Africa. Every team in this contest, look at Pakistan, they won chasing. Look at Bangladesh against New Zealand, they won chasing. Chasing has become the norm, and Team India and Virat Kohli are always special in a run chase. Bangladeshi fans keeping up the momentum, keeping up the passion. That's great to see, but unfortunately it doesn't seem that the dice will roll their way.
That's interesting though, because correct me, because I mean if you want to though, but run chasing hasn't been a forte though, right? The previous teams, or that's what clearly we've not been very comfortable with, or am I wrong about that?
No, Virat Kohli loves the run chase, Radhika. He's got 1400s chasing while chasing down big totals. Some of his best innings, 183 against Pakistan in Dhaka, 133 against Sri Lanka. He's done many a time, even recently in that World T20 against Australia, against Pakistan. Last time against South Africa. Virat Kohli is special in a run chase, and he loves it because he knows that the target will be there for him. He knows what the strategy should be. Even if there is a drizzle, even if there's a slight delay, they can calculate and recalibrate. All of these things taken together, India does fancy a run chase. And here, the wicket that is going to be used is a virgin wicket. No matches has been played, every blade of grass shaved off, and as I speak the drizzle coming back a little bit. Having said that, it will be a batting deck. The ball not supposed to do much, so definitely the team chasing will have an advantage.
Alright, let's now... Nikhil, Team India learning the lesson very quickly. Virat Kohli mentioning that defeat in the league stage as well. So Virat Kohli motivated by that defeat, and that defeat probably did well for India, did good. It motivated the team again to perform well.
True. Champion sides, champions, when you lose learning. And I think that's exactly what's happened. He's won the toss, he wants to go out there and chase. He understands, obviously, the batting can soak up the pressure in terms of the number of experience that you have in terms of, in comparison with the bowlers. It's far ahead. And Team India, they bowled well in the previous game as well, with Jasprit Bumrah, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Pandya, Ashwin coming back into the previous game as well, Jadeja as well. So these guys are experienced. They would probably be keep looking to get wickets. I think that's been the mantra in this tournament. If you don't pick up wickets early on, then the side looks to get away, 300 plus odd runs. But I think these guys have been around, experienced. They'll be looking to try and put pressure on the opposition, look to pick up wickets. Once you look to pick up wickets, you get a couple of wickets, you automatically put brakes on the opposition. And for Team India, I think first couple of wickets you get, there'll be too much pressure on Bangladesh to handle, to bounce out of that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a stage they haven't been so far, isn't it?
No, like I was actually talking to Boy right now, what I was trying to say, and that the question which I was curious because I really want to know is that our previous teams have not been exactly great run chasers, or is that just a myth? That we've always been a little skeptical about chasing rather than making that big, huge score and then letting the other
you have a
team.
point from where you're coming. What I understand is in big games, in say semi-finals, finals, you'd always want to put runs on board. That adds the pressure. Even if it's a 250 game, automatically under pressure, that gets like 300. But those are days gone, Radhika. Now, ever since the evolution of T20 coming in, every batsman, he's looking to play this fearless brand of cricket, and they can control the game much better. Even if you get 320, you're looking to chase, you get a calculation, and new ICC ruling has come into play as well, that you could only have 4 fielders outside the 30-yard circle till the 40th over. So your 300 runs has become a par average sort of score in a 50-over game. So you can control the game far better. That's why even in big encounters, there are sides who want to chase.
Absolutely right. We've discussed the bowlers, we've discussed Captain Kohli, but Boria, if I may come to you, Boria is live from the ground in Edgbaston.
If we can find him.
Clearly having a blast. He's amongst
all the fans. But Boria, I believe Yuvraj Singh was given a memento today ahead of his 300th ODI. Big match for Yuvraj as well. Again, a key player for India in an ICC tournament.
Oh, absolutely. But first things first, it's starting to drizzle again. And this drizzle is slightly harder than the earlier drizzle half an hour back. Will this cause a delay? We've just got to wait and see. But not as bad as, you know, that can stop a game. But one hopes that this will get cleared out because it's coming from that side. As I said, the cloud is pretty thick now. The prediction is pretty decent. So I still hope it will be a full game. Coming to Yuvraj Singh, like you asked me, phenomenal. Think of that Nairobi 84. You know, he announced his arrival at the international stage in 2000 against rampant Australia and thrashed Australia. Think of the World T20 in 2007. 27 balls, 70. There's 6 sixes against Stuart Broad. Think of World Cup 2011. Thereafter, this tournament, the first game against Pakistan. If he makes it 301, he'll be in another ICC Champions Trophy final. Special player for India for sure. Wish him all the very best.
Absolutely right, Boria.
And the drizzle is getting slightly harder.
All right, it may be a delayed start, but all the predictions say that we will get a full 50-over match. We will see India bowl to Bangladesh first.
The drizzle happens here in Delhi.
Yeah,
and not there. It stops there.
The rain stays away and India can chase down that target.
Hello and welcome back to the Clash of Champions. Nikhil here is in the studio with me. Nikhil, it's drizzling there. It's becoming a little heavy drizzle now. So if that continues, unfortunately, what strategy? What happens next? How do we change our strategy?
I think it'll only help because English conditions, if it gets cloudy, there's a little bit of wind around, heavy atmosphere, it'll help the medium pacers. Team India has won the toss and we're bowling first.
Lucky
that helps.
day for us. Hopefully.
And also, you know, if it's a rain curtailed game, say even if you go, say 20 overs into the game, rain comes in, the overs are docked, everything. You can control the game far better with the Duckworth and Lewis system when you're looking to chase. The batting side gets a huge advantage. So that helps Team India as well. But to be honest, Radhika, I don't think it's going to be that heavy a rain that will affect the 100 overs of play. You can delay it up to an hour and a half. So I think we've got still plenty of time.
All right, Nikhil, final comments from you. So what are your predictions?
Listen, to be very honest, I know Bangladesh has done really well, extremely well, and I wish them all the very best. But to be honest, this Team India side, for them to beat this Team India, it'll be more than an uphill task, you know, with the head, the heart, everything saying Team India is going to be winning and we're going to be playing Pakistan on Sunday.
All right, Boria, final comments from you now. Is it still drizzling? Has it stopped? We hope for a full match, but your predictions for today?
Yeah, the drizzle has stopped. It's cloudy, but I still am very confident of a full game because, as I keep saying, the prediction is pretty decent. I just checked again. The drizzle has stopped. Even if there is a slight delay, we've got about an hour of cushion, hour and a half of cushion. I expect a 100-over contest. Bangladesh, if I had given them 20% before the match started, after the toss, I would say it's India definitely 85-15. Bangladesh will have to play out of their skins, the best cricket they've ever played, their A++ game to try and trouble Team India. Will that be enough? We don't know. So India, overwhelming favourites.
All right, this is the biggest day in Bangladeshi cricket history. However, we hope they can celebrate just being there in the semi-final of an ICC tournament and just enjoy the day. We really hope India can progress to the final and make it an India-Pakistan final.
Exactly, and hopefully we do the whole day and it's looking absolutely fabulous. So excited. I'm really excited.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic contest. I'd like to thank all our guests, Nikhil Chopra and Boria Majumdar especially for joining us from Birmingham, Vikrant Gupta, Harbhajan Singh and Saurabh Ganguly as well. Time for some Bhangra in the studio.